Right. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming to join this week's Kabbalat Shabbat. And
Stuart, you're muted, sorry.
okay, welcome to Kabbalat Shabbat, and I have pleasure to invite David to give us a Devar Torah.
Oh, thank you, Stuart, and Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We've had some technical problems here, so I hope that this. I'm not sure. I do hope whether this will last the course or not. Anyway, we shall see what happens. Just by way of introduction, today you may know is the 5th of Adar. The 5th of Adar, I have Yortzeit for my father, but today is the 5th of Adar Sheni, and it's our custom apparently to observe Yortzeit, and when you have a leap year, you observe the Yortzeit in Adar Rishon. So I've already kept the Yortzeit. However, my elder brother who lives in Israel observes the 2nd Adar. So I've already phoned him to wish him long life. I did that yesterday, and I'll wish him long life again today, even though he's not here watching anyway, and offer these few words in memory of our father, Reb Yitzchak ben Reb Shlomo Zalman Yehidin. May his blessing be for memory. I want to begin by just sharing with you one of these enigmatic stories of the Hasidim, which I'll leave with you, and you can make of it what you wish, and then perhaps move on to something a bit more substantial. There was just to give the brief introduction to that. There was a famous Hasidic leader called Reb Dov Ber of Mezerich, and Reb Dov Ber of Mezerich was the successor to the Baal Shem Tov as the leader of the Hasidic movement, and he was known as the Maggid, the storyteller of Mezerich, the Maggid of Mezerich. And when Hasidim talk about Dov Ber, they talk about the Maggid, we know, with a capital M. There is no other Maggid. So this is a story of the Maggid. And it seems that one of the students of the Maggid went to his Rebbe, and he told him that he wanted to go to Israel. The Maggid tried to dissuade him. He said, Israel is in ruins, it's not how you think it is, etc., so on and so forth. Nonetheless, the student insisted on going, and since he was so insistent, the Maggid gave him his blessing, his bracha, and off he went. After a difficult voyage and a dangerous journey from Jaffa, the young man found himself in Jerusalem, which was exactly as it is described in Tanakh. The temple and all its associated buildings stood. The whole site was beautiful, and the young man was awestruck. Surely, he thought to himself, this must be the Messianic era. He went to the holiest of the places, and he saw the Aron HaKodesh, the Holy Ark. He opened the door, and the Aron was empty. Talmud, the student, the young man, was amazed. How could this be? I mean, he had learnt Parashat Pekudei, which is our Sidra of tomorrow, which says quite clearly, Moses put the Luchot in the Ark. So where were they? And at that point, a heavenly voice, a bat call, cried out, saying, Jerusalem may have been rebuilt, but the Luchot, the 10 Commandments, are in Mezerich. So you can make of that what you will. Ours is a highly practical society. We pride ourselves on our ability to tinker with gadgets, to produce labor-saving devices, fascinating toys that whirl and spin and entertain. A range of significant inventions, from the light bulb to the laptop, all typify this delight with technology and efficiency. Doubtless, those inventions have indeed added to our lives. We are efficient in our work, organized in our homes, offering a higher standard of living to a larger number of people. We think nothing of watching a film on our phone, chatting to family abroad on Zoom, or microwaving a whole meal which has previously been in the freezer. All of these conveniences add real pleasure and comfort to the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. But much as we value these trinkets, when they break, we throw them away. After all, there's no permanent affection between an owner and these items. For example, with cars. I mean, I know people are great aficionados of cars, but as far as I'm concerned, and I suspect lots of other people, one car will do as well as any other. And actually, in my experience, people who love cars generically, not always with any specific model. You know, our love for things is functional, a conditional love. So long as they work, we love them. The minute they stop, we replace them. And our functional love extends beyond replacing broken items. We even plan their obsolescence, or we junk them for the latest model before they've given all the service they could. Clothing, cars, homes are all traded in well in advance of practical needs, simply because we spotted and would like a larger, more sophisticated, or more recent model. So how surprising, then, that we often feel disconnected, lacking in roots or purpose. I mean, how can we, when this obsolescence of things often gets applied to relationships as well? Not so in the world of the Torah. In tomorrow's Torah portion, Parashat Pekudei, after the construction of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, has been completed, we are told Moses, Vaikach Vaiten et ha'edut el ha'aron. We took the tablets and placed them in the ark. And the rabbis note in the Talmud that the word for tablets, edut, is in the plural. So imagine their interest and surprise to read elsewhere in Tanakh, after the dedication of Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, that there was nothing inside the ark but the 2 tablets. If the word tablet is already plural, then 2 of them must mean that Moses put in 2 additional tablets, apart from the 2 tablets containing the 10 Commandments. What else could Moses have dared to place beside the 2 tablets of the Commandments? According to the Talmud, the answer is both the whole tablets and the fragments of the tablets were placed together in the ark. You may recall when Moses returned to the children of Israel carrying the first tablets with the 10 Commandments, he was so outraged by the idolatry of the golden calf, which we read Kitisa a couple of weeks ago, that he shattered the tablets on the ground. After the people had repented of their sin, Moses returned to the peak of the mountain where God presented a second pair of tablets. So far, the story is typical of our times. The outmoded commandments were trashed and a new, sleeker model substituted in its place. But the Talmud tells us something also very unmodern had actually transpired. That the love the Jews felt for that first pair of tablets wasn't simply because of their function, but something unconditional, bestowed not for what their use could be, but for what they would always represent. You know, if you think of your feelings for something precious and meaningful, whatever that might be, I don't know, a soft toy from your childhood, a family heirloom, some other, bit of nonsense. And the chances are strong that my copy of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, I mean, chances are strong that in the course of our lifetime, we'll be able to buy more elaborate, more expensive articles. Yet our love for those originals, whatever they may be, is because they probably remind us of momentous and happy times in our lives. They signify the most important relationships we will ever have with other human beings. Those items are irreplaceable. That's precisely our relationship to those first tablets. Moses saved them both, the shattered and the whole, to remind us that not everything has to be for a practical purpose. On the contrary, some of the most important things in life aren't especially useful in the practical sense. Rather, we treasure those objects that can signify happy times, important relationships, or essential values. So next time we're in shul, presumably tomorrow, if not tonight, or we're involved in a Jewish ritual, we shouldn't be asking Allah, to paraphrase the late President Kennedy, what can this do for me? That's an appropriate question for a light bulb or a laptop. Instead, we should be asking, what values, memories, or deed of loving kindness can this kindle in my heart? That's the question to ask of our faith and our heritage. Shabbat Shalom.
Shkoyach. Shkoyach.
God, it's wonderful, David.
Thank you very much, David Scott. Can I now invite Rabbi Black to lead us in Dublin?